everyone, this is Sandy. Welcome to Easy Cooking. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make another one of my favorite desserts for this season. I'm going to be showing you how to make apple cranberry pie. Really easy to make and super delicious. For this recipe I'm also making my own pie crust. So the preparation time and the cooking time combined is going to be about 2 hours. I really hope you like this video. Let's get started. You will find the list of ingredients in the description box of this video, and you will also find it in my blog where you can print the whole recipe. Let's get started. To make the crust, combine the flour with the salt and the sugar. Mix well. I'm using a food processor to make the crust, but you can mix everything together with your hands if you prefer so. So once the flour is well combined with the salt and the sugar, now we're going to add in the butter and the shortening. Cut them into really small pieces, and remember the butter and the shortening should be really cold. I place them in the freezer for about 10 minutes before using them. And now we're going to mix this together until we get a texture similar to coarse breadcrumbs. Since I'm using the food processor, I'll get that kind of texture really fast. If you're mixing everything by hand, it will take a little longer. But this is the kind of texture that you want, really crumbly, just like breadcrumbs. So once you get that texture, now we're going to add in the water. We're going to start by adding 4 tablespoons of water. It's really cold water, icy water. And after that, if you need to add more water, feel free to do so, but do it 1 tablespoon at a time. So we're going to mix the dough until everything is well combined into a soft dough. If you're kneading this by hand, you want the dough to come together into a soft and solid dough without being sticky. So this is the kind of dough you're looking for. As you can see, everything came together into a soft dough. It's not sticky at all. So once the dough is ready, now we're going to refrigerate it. I'm going to wrap it in parchment paper, and then I'll place it in the refrigerator for 1 hour. After an hour or so, now on a flour surface, we're going to roll out the dough to about 1/4 inch thickness, and then cover the pan with the dough. So cover the pan with the dough and cut out the excess dough around the edges. And now press or pinch the dough all around the edges of the pan to give it a nice design. And once you have the pan covered with the pie crust, then place this in the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. Now we're going to roll out the rest of the dough, so roll it out to about 1/4 inch thickness as well, and then place it back in the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. I'm just going to place it on this parchment paper, and then I'm going to place it in the refrigerator. Now let's make the filling, but before that, preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure you wash the apples really well, and then we're going to cut the apples into chunks. Mine are about 1 inch long, but you can cut them any size you want. And I left the skin on my apples, but if you prefer, you can peel them off. Now we're going to pour the orange juice over the apples. This will prevent them from browning too fast, and then set them aside for a moment. Now in another bowl, we're going to combine the granulated sugar with the brown sugar. I'm using 1.5 cups of granulated sugar and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. The cranberries are usually really tart, so we do need a lot of sugar to balance the acidity in them. So even though we're using a lot of sugar, I promise this pie won't be too sweet at all. It will have the perfect flavor. The sugar will balance the acidity in the fruit and will also enhance their unique flavor. So after the sugar is well combined, now we're going to mix in the rest of the spices. I'm using cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, cloves, and ginger. To the sugar mixture, we will also add in the orange zest and 1/2 tablespoon of salt. Stir once again to combine everything, and set this aside for a moment. And now we're going to combine the cranberries with the apples. Just toss them together to combine, and then we're going to pour the sugar mixture over the fruit. Toss them really well to combine everything together. You want the fruit to be really well covered with the sugar mixture. As you can see, my bowl is really small, so I'm going to empty this into a bigger bowl. I just want to make sure the fruit is really well seasoned, and to do that, I need a bigger bowl where I can toss the fruit really well together. So mix together really well. You want everything to be really well covered with the sugar mixture and the orange juice. So once the fruit is well seasoned, now we're going to add in the flour. Then stir once again to combine everything. Just toss everything together. And now the filling is done. Now we're going to pour this into the baking pan. Just empty the filling into the baking pan. It might seem like too much, but remember, once the fruit is cooked, it will shrink. So you want to add all the filling in the pan, even if it seems like too much. Now we're going to cut the leftover dough into 1/2 inch strips. I'm using this pastry wheel, but if you don't have one, you can use a knife to cut it. And after you have all the strips, now we're just going to place them on top of the pie. Leaving about 1 inch gap in between strips, we're going to place them horizontally and vertically to create a lattice crust. And that's it. Once you're done, place the pie in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, reduce the heat to 350 and continue to cook the pie for another 60 more minutes. And this is how it looks after it comes out of the oven. Let it cool completely before serving it. And that's it. Once it's cold, you're ready to eat. This is one of my favorite pies of this season, so hopefully you will give it a try. Enjoy! To print this and some other delicious recipes, please don't forget to visit my blog, the link is going to be down below. And remember, you will also find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Pinterest. I'm everywhere, so all the links are going to be down below. If you want, you can check them out. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified of future updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!